Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto, and let's just get down to it. There is nothing more powerful in crypto than an altcoin with a narrative, than an altcoin that is a darling in the eyes of institutions. How do I know this? How do I know this? Look at Solana. Look at Solana right now, just under 100 billion by market cap, number 6 rated on CoinGecko. It does include stable coins, but whatever. You get my point. Solana has been an institutional darling. We watched this thing fall from to $8 in the bear market, and it is already fighting to where it is. You know why? Because it has has that whale VC money backing it. This has never been a secret. Despite Solana's downfalls, despite it have it, all its downtime and every issue they have, it is still a top altcoin because it is a darling in the eyes of the institutions. Another example, Hedera. Hedera. People used to say, oh, the governing council doesn't matter. Oh, really? Because now HBAR is 22 by market cap. It used to be down in the 50s, in the 60s. It has separated itself. It is now an $8.6 billion market cap. It is 22 cents because it is a coin with a narrative, a coin that is a darling in the eyes of the whales with deep pockets. Well, there is another coin that is the next institutional darling, a coin that has come very far in a short amount of time, has had insane announcements, insane backers, and I think it is just getting started. And of course, that coin is no other than ONDO. You have to give it to ONDO this past year in the progress they have made. Currently 33rd by market cap. I think this is going to be a top 10 project. I think this thing is going to separate itself, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why I think it's an absolute value steal buy right now. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to hit the charts, and we're going to buy some ONDO in this video. Let's break it down. $4.3 billion market cap. All right, the supply, 10 fixed supply, 10 billion with only 3.1 in circulation. Is this a worry? It's a worry, yes, and it's a worry, no. It's a worry, yes, because only 31% of the supply is in circulation. It's a worry, no, for now, because it's on a cliff unlock. As you can see here on Masari, right here on January 19th, it had a large cliff unlock. And to be honest, it didn't really play that much of a role. I think the people that got their unlock for the first time, they don't want to sell. They want this thing to explode because of all the backing it has. Why would they sell now? It would be insane for them to sell now, which is why the price wasn't affected that much by this increase to its supply. And the next cliff unlock isn't until January 18th, 2026. And since, based off the Bitcoin halving cycle, we're expecting the top for this bull run to be Q3, Q4 2025, I think we're going to make our money with ONDO before the next unlock happens in 2026. So it is a problem in terms of if you want to hold it for, say, 5 or 10 years, but is it a problem for this bull run right now? The answer is no. I think ONDO is a complete value buy in the here and now. And when I mean institutional backing, we don't mean some random startup that threw a couple $1 million at it. We're talking BlackRock, ladies and gentlemen. This announcement was here back in November of 2024. We're delighted to support BlackRock and Securitize with their multi-chain expansion. ONDO's OUSG is backed by and the largest holder of BlackRock's Builder. We tend to diversify Builder reserves across a variety of supported blockchains and facilitate liquidity across more ecosystems. This is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Just today, just a couple days ago, Altcoin Buzz is going as far to call ONDO maybe the possible king of RWAs. Trump is buying. I'll get on that to a second. BlackRock is buying. ONDO is building. They're certainly building, and it could be something special. And I agree with this comment right here. ONDO is propelling the RWA narrative. I'm going to smash the like button on that comment there. This is right on the money. And so what do they mean by Trump is buying? Well, the news was leaked, but it was officially announced today, February 12th, that they are excited to announce a strategic collaboration with World Liberty Financial to advance the adoption of tokenized real-world assets and bring traditional finance on chain. And that is the key word. All right. We all know the study from the Boston Consulting Group saying that the RWA narratives could be worth $16 trillion by 2030. That has not really started yet. There is still a long way to go to get to that projection of 16 trillion. And the fact that ONDO is being selected by BlackRock, being selected by Trump to be the project that brings these the real world of TradFi on chain, insane opportunity. When they say ONDO could go to 100 billion, I don't think that's too much of a stretch. I really don't. And now J-Chains was just at the conference in New York. Now they're doing their own layer one blockchain with support from major institutions, including Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management. That just gives it nothing but more credibility. That gives it nothing but we could only be more bullish now that they're unveiling their own layer one blockchain. Before it was just on Ethereum. Now they're doing their own chain and bringing all that value onto their own chain. They will run and be an omni-chain project moving forward. All right. And since the news with World Liberty Financial, since the news of their own layer one project, they are dominating in the news. All I see are headlines. 10x incoming real world asset layer one. Oh, here's another one. ONDO Finance announces layer one RWA tokenization. And then there's nothing but headlines for ONDO. And then I will put this from their website talking about the ONDO chain, the omni-chain network for RWAs. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I will copy and paste this blog link down below so you can read it for yourself. But they are working nonstop. They have deep pockets, deep backers, big narrative. They understand the current barriers and what they need to do to jump over them. Those barriers, including incompatibility with DeFi, cross-chain liquidity fragmentation, transaction fees. They understand what is stopping crypto right now, getting from where it is now to that $16 trillion projection from the Boston Consulting Group. And they are going to play a large role in making this happen. Even seeing headlines like, the collaboration with World Liberty Financial. Can ONDO hit $2 or $5? Let's focus on a $5 ONDO. What would that take? All right. So we know now we're currently at a $4.36 billion market cap. This thing's under $5 billion. It's, in my mind, it's at least minimum 50 billion. This bull run, maybe 100. All right. And like we already said, with the supply, this 3.15 billion supply, that will be the supply until 2026. So you understand the implications with the supply that cheap. That does not have like a daily leak. It's a cliff unlock. All right. So what would it take to see a $5 ONDO? Let's head over to the Coin Perspective, my favorite place to do moon math. So a $5 ONDO would require a $15.8 billion market cap and would be a 262% increase from right now. At minimum, ONDO is going to $5 this bull run. Minimum. That is my opinion. Of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. But I think this thing is doing nothing but trending upward. There is a lot. I mean, look at their Twitter followers. Look at their Twitter followers since September, July. It kind of hung out around 190,000 followers, and then it started to pick up steam as as we had that pump in November, December, picked up steam. Now look at this. 2025 hit. This thing, they're at 325,000 followers. They've got a couple over 100,000, 200,000, 100,000 followers in a matter of months. The world, the crypto world is turning their eyes towards this project because it's an institutional darling. We've seen what happened with Solana. We've seen what happened with Hedera. And ONDO's already number 33, but I think it's just getting started. Over at the ONDO camp. So let's look at the chart. All right. So ONDO had its initial move up, all right, from, it being, 25 cents. It had its run up from here. I believe this was like basically the beginning of the project, at the beginning of last year. All right, we go from here, let's measure this up to the top, about a 600% pump. It topped out about $1.48, $1.50 in June of 2024. So let's go ahead and mark that as a big support resistance level. All right, we are under that now. So keep that level in mind. I'm going to get rid of it, but keep that number in mind. All right. And now we had our second run up from this bottom in September 24 from 54 cents to its local top, about $2.13 all-time high. That was in basically the end of December, about a 300% pump from there. And since then, it has retraced a little bit, but I think this retracement is exactly what it needed. It's down 35% in the past 58 days. So when you actually pull a Fibonacci from this swing low here to this top, you'll actually see that it did perfectly bounce off the 618 golden pocket right here. It has stayed above the 200 EMA on the daily chart. And now it's fighting back for this 0.5 Fibonacci. And if it could kind of get through this range, get above this level here at $1.64, super big support resistance level, this thing could easily fight out of this. I don't know the exact timeline of this bull run. I can't see the future, but based off the Fibonacci chart, I think this is a good value area to buy ONDO. And the way I'm looking at it is that, so say our bull run goal of, a $5 minimum, okay, is up here. Okay, let me get my it's up here, right? $5. So if this thing kind of wibble wobbles in here, I'm okay with that, because minimum it's going to reclaim that all-time high, and it's going to continue at some point. The narrative is too strong. This thing is not going to fade away. It's not going to happen with this project. This one's going to rip. And what I want to talk about now is the current ONDO trade setup. And if you want more trade setups like this, make sure you head over to my Telegram group. We posted an amazing SWE setup over the Super Bowl weekend. Everyone won the trade that I set up. Of course, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Get yourself involved in the Telegram group, and where we would be posting trade setups similar to this one. So if you go ahead over on the ONDO chart, and these are the exact kind of trades that we're trying to target in the group, right? Because right now, this thing has been ranging sideways, okay? It kind of had a pretty big whipsaw. It kind of came up and lost all that liquidity and kind of had that big retest, right? And since then, it's come back up, and it's been in this sideways range. And this is what I like to refer to as a conditional range. And yeah, it has these spikes above this line here at $1.44, which was this previous high here. This $1.43.9 mandatory support resistance alarm for ONDO here. And if we go ahead and say, okay, so from this point on, besides the two little spike outliers, ONDO has spent 90%, 95% of the past 9 days inside of an 11% range, where the top of that range is right here at $1.439, 1.439. So that would be the bullish alarm. And then this is the support resistance level that it's bounced off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. ONDO has held this floor here at $1.288. So 1.288. So, how I would navigate this is I do not care how many times ONDO ranges back inside this 10, 11% range. I care about the break of this range, and that will be the trade. And of course, there is plenty of liquidity to day trade ONDO over on Bitunix. And we already have our targets because we have this local high here. And from this alarm to here, we're talking about a 13% move up to $1.62. And then, of course, we have our bear target down here from when we kind of washed out liquidity and it came back up into the range it's in. 24% drop to about 97 cents. I would probably see this thing breaking to the upside if I had to guess, and I'll show you why here in a second. So go back to the daily chart. All right. And we'll kind of look at the overall setup here. So we kind of have this, uptrend like this. Make this a little bit clearer for you. Let me get rid of this range for now. We have this uptrend that it is respecting. It has, it has wicked below it. We have a retest here. We wicked below, but now we're still respecting this uptrend as of now. All right. And we also have the downtrend that it's in right here. So right now, ONDO is basically in a pennant. ONDO is in a pennant. And the point of intersection of this downtrend and this uptrend is right here on February 22nd. Right now, it's February 12th. So in 10 days, ONDO will be forced to break down or break up. I would put my money on it breaking up. I do think that's going to happen. If it breaks down, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that even if ONDO went back to $1, buying it right now at $1.37 is still a value buy in terms of the bull run. Like we said, a $5 ONDO would be a 262% gain from where it is right now. That would require a $15.8 billion market cap. If ONDO was to go to a $50 billion market cap, that would be a $15 ONDO, would be more than a 10x. And say this thing went to it's not, that was for a 5 billion, not 50, excuse me. And 100, excuse me, that was for 50 and 100 billion. Let me get this. Oh, too many zeros, AJ. Too many zeros. Calm down. Getting too excited. Would be a $31 pump. 22x if this thing went to 100 billion. Right now, Solana is at 96 billion. So I think this thing minimum $5, in my opinion, and is likely to fall somewhere between the 50 billion and 100 billion market cap, where 100 billion would be $31 and 50 billion would be $15. So in terms of off the cuff price prediction, I'm going to say my ONDO price prediction is officially somewhere between, I'm going to say 9 to 20. Now I'm going to say 9 to 19. 9 to 19. That makes a lot of sense in my brain, because a $9 ONDO here would be 28.4 billion. I feel like that is definitely going to happen. No questions asked. And then a 19 would be a $60 billion, would be a 13x from here. That's where I think it's going to lie. I think I'm going to have a personal target. I'm going to say around $15-16. If in case you guys were looking for a price prediction, that feels about right to me. And I am going to go ahead and buy some ONDO right now over on Bitunix. If you haven't signed up, guys, Bitunix is the best place to do your trading as an American right now. No VPN, no KYC, amazing liquidity. So many coins, leverage trade with more than 100 million in volume. Absolutely insane. You can spot buy ONDO here on Bitunix. Go ahead, click spot. I'm going to search for ONDO, ONDO. Boom. All right. Currently $1.36.7. Let me get my head out of the way here so you can see the order book. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy about $25,000 worth of ONDO right now. I'm going to click on the order book for who's selling. Kind of 137. I don't hate buying at this level at all. I'm happy to buy more higher, happy to buy more lower. I think this is a good place to buy value. I think this is a value buy steal for ONDO when you zoom out of 2025 and look at this year as a whole. I think later in this bull run, you're going to be wishing you bought more ONDO at $1.37. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click that on the order book. Going to click buy ONDO right here. Order placed. All right. And there we go. Just like that, the order is filling, but we just went ahead and purchased $25,000 worth of ONDO on Bitunix. Definitely link for Bitunix down below in the description. So guys, that is all I got for today. I think this one's a darling in the eyes of the institutions. It has nothing but narrative. It's backed by BlackRock, backed by Franklin Templeton, backed by Donald Trump and World Liberty. There's nothing but narrative right now. It is going to be a main coin in the RWA battle. I think that this is a really strong value pick as we kind of get through this year. But yeah, that's all I got. I want to know, what is your ONDO price prediction? Let me know down below in the comments. Smash and subscribe to the video, like the video, all the things. My name is AJ Writes Crypto. What coin do you want to see me do an overview on next? Also, let me know down below in the comments. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.